Art in the Modern Age, 19th and 20th centuries. During the 19th and 20th centuries, change was not just a period of transition, it was also a catalyst for a new understanding of humanity and its place in the world. This upheaval, driven by industrialization, scientific advances, and radical social changes, found its most eloquent voice in the realm of art. The very definition of art, its purpose, and its possibilities were radically reconfigured during this period, moving from a practice rooted in tradition and representation to a fervent exploration of the subjective, the abstract, and the conceptual. The 19th century, initially bathed in the glow of the Enlightenment, witnessed a radical departure from its rational dictates. Romanticism, like a stormy sea, arose and emphasized the power of individual experience, emotions, and the sublime. Artists, weary of neoclassical formality, turned inward, seeking to capture the untamed depths of human feeling. Think of Caspar David Friedrich's solitary figures dwarfed by vast landscapes, or the swirling passions of Eugène Delacroix's allegorical canvases. This focus on the individual and the emotional laid the groundwork for later revolutions. In stark contrast to the romantic-laden world came realism, which demanded a faithful depiction of the world as it was, warts and all. Figures such as Gustave Courbet and Jean-François Millet sought to document the lives of ordinary people, the harsh realities of work and poverty, rejecting idealized visions of the past. This marked a crucial turning point. Art began to actively engage with the social issues of its time, becoming a mirror reflecting the complexities of the modern world. Then came Impressionism, a genuine revolution in the understanding of perception. Artists such as Claude Monet, Pierre-Auguste Renoir, and Edgar Degas traded the meticulous, detailed approach of their predecessors for a focus on the fleeting, ephemeral nature of light and its effect on the world. They abandoned the studio and ventured out into the streets and countryside, capturing moments in time with broken brushstrokes and vibrant palettes. It was an embrace of the sensual, an attempt to capture the subjective experience of seeing, rather than an objective representation of what was seen. Post-Impressionism, the bridge into the 20th century, saw artists take the lessons of Impressionism and forge their own unique paths. Figures such as Vincent van Gogh, Paul Cézanne, and Paul Gauguin explored the emotional and expressive capabilities of color, line, and form. They went beyond the pure representation of what the eye perceived, seeking to communicate inner states and personal visions. Van Gogh's swirling brushstrokes and intensely vibrant colors convey a tortured soul, while Cézanne's geometric structures sought to reveal the underlying essence of things. Gauguin, in his quest for a more primal and authentic existence, painted the exotic landscapes and people of Tahiti, creating a new kind of artistic expression. The 20th century erupted with a dizzying array of avant-garde movements, each challenging the very foundations of art in its own radical way. Fauvism, with its bold, arbitrary use of color, declared war on traditional aesthetics. Henri Matisse and André Derain unleashed a riot of pure pigment, prioritizing emotional impact over representational precision. Expressionism, born in Germany and Austria, plumbed the depths of anxiety and alienation with its distorted forms and discordant colors, exemplified by the works of Edvard Munch and Ernst Ludwig Kirchner. It was a visceral depiction of the modern individual's angst in an increasingly fragmented world. Cubism, pioneered by Pablo Picasso and Georges Braque, broke with the traditional concept of perspective. It broke objects down into geometric shapes and presented them from multiple viewpoints simultaneously, challenging the viewer to reconstruct the object in their mind. It was a radical departure, an attempt to depict not just the visual appearance, but also the underlying structure of reality. Futurism, which emerged in Italy, celebrated the dynamism and speed of the modern machine age. Artists such as Umberto Boccioni attempted to capture movement and energy, reflecting the rapid transformations of industrial society. His paintings and sculptures were filled with swirling lines and fragmented forms, representing the relentless forward momentum of the new age. Following World War I, Dadaism emerged, a movement born out of disillusionment and skepticism. Dada artists rejected all logic and reason and embraced the absurd and irrational. They used collage, montage, and found objects to create works that challenged the very notion of art and its purpose. It was a protest against the meaninglessness of war and the perceived failures of bourgeois society. Surrealism, a direct descendant of Dadaism, delved into the realm of the unconscious, seeking to unleash the power of dreams and the subconscious. Artists such as Salvador Dali and René Magritte created strange, dreamlike images, blurring the line between reality and fantasy. It was an attempt to tap into the deeper currents of the human psyche and explore the hidden landscapes of the mind. Later in the century, abstract expressionism further fractured the connection between art and representation, focusing on the sheer physicality of the act of painting. Artists such as Jackson Pollock and Willem de Kooning created sweeping canvases filled with gestures and pure color, prioritizing the artist's emotional and physical engagement with the medium. Pop art, which emerged as a reaction against the perceived elitism of abstract expressionism, embraced imagery from popular culture, from advertising, comic books. Andy Warhol, Roy Lichtenstein, and others elevated the mundane to the status of art, forcing a re-evaluation of taste and the very definition of what was considered worthy of artistic attention. In turn, minimalism stripped art down to its essentials, focusing on geometric forms, industrial materials, and the experience of physical space. Artists, such as Donald Judd and Dan Flavin, created works that were often austere and devoid of personal expression, emphasizing the object itself above all else. Finally, conceptual art completely transcended the physical object and prioritized the idea behind the artwork. Artists such as Saul LeWitt and Joseph Kosuth explored the nature of art, language, and the systems that govern our understanding of the world. The medium took a backseat to the concept itself. During this period, the rise of photography, film, and other new media significantly impacted artistic practice. These new technologies provided artists with new tools to explore representation, storytelling, and the very nature of perception. Photography challenged painting's claim to objective representation, and the narrative power of film opened up exciting possibilities for art. These became powerful forces that shaped the art landscape and paved the way for the digital arts of the future. The art of the 19th and 20th centuries was a revolution, a relentless questioning of tradition, and a fervent exploration of new forms of expression. It was a period of radical experimentation, challenging the very definition of art, while grappling with the complexities of the modern world, and ushering in a new era of artistic dynamism. And this legacy continues to shape the artistic conversation today.